Hello guys, it's Kali here again and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I decided to create a rustic modern dining room, and as most of my builds so far and hopefully in the future, I try to keep it as base game item as I possibly could, and I did not use any custom content. So everything that you see is strictly from the base game. And I did use the move objects tool, so if you look for it in the gallery, be sure to include custom content and modded content, because for some reason when using cheats it makes the room or the whole build act as if it was modded. And trust me, I did not use any custom content. So as I was building, I really wanted to use these brick textures. I really love the exposed bricks in buildings and in rooms. So I wanted to incorporate it in the SIMS 4 build. So I wanted to make a smaller dining room, but it didn't fit very well into the whole layout, so I decided to make it a bit bigger. So I also deleted this wall that you see over there because I wanted to get some natural light in. The windows are enough light providers, and there are some lamps, but at this point of the build I wanted to see the colors of the furniture better, so I could get a better idea of what I wanted and where I was going with this. I wanted to keep the color scheme very muted and have sort of like a red color as an accent color, so I can tie in the bricks with everything else. I also wanted to add some more color items and decor items, but as I said before, I feel like in The Sims 4 there's not a lot of color items, and we could really use some more. Or at least there's a lot of decor, but it doesn't go on shelves. It just goes on tables, and sometimes I put in lots of shelves and they just stay empty because there's really nothing to put in on there except maybe books, frames, and tissues. Those are the three things that are always present on the shelf in my builds. I put in a modern painting, and I was struggling with the color because I really love the red one and I think it went really well with the bricks, but something kind of bugged me about it. But in the end we stuck with it and I think it turned out well. I wanted to put in some more paintings around it or make it big, but because the walls seemed empty, but in the end I put in some shelves and I laid them out kind of symmetrical on both sides, but gave them a bit of dynamic by pushing them in and out, away and into the painting. So as I said, I really love exposed bricks, and I'm thinking of maybe making a whole industrial or rustic house build with lots of exposed bricks. And I also really love that flower thing that it looks as if it's dried, like branches in a milk jug. And I really love the way it went with the bricks, but in the end I don't think I used it. I don't know why, it just didn't go so well with the rest of the modern furniture, and I decided to get rid of it, and I used a pink flower pot thingy in the end. So here I'm just clearing up these shelves and figuring out which goes where, and I put in an urn, but I think it works as a vase as well. I mean, if you don't know what's an urn, you can't really notice that it's an urn, so yay. Figuring out if I can put in some more paintings, realized I couldn't, and I really like these flower pots, these tiny flower pots, and they're practically the only thing that goes well on shelves, so I decided to use them. I put in quite a few books in, even though it's a dining room. I think they filled up the space pretty well. I also wanted to put shelves in front of the windows, but it kind of didn't seem like a good idea. I mean, if you really had shelves, first of all, you can't really have shelves over the windows, I think. I'm not sure. I really don't think you can, so it just seemed a bit weird, and I scratched that idea. So I scrapped that idea, and I put in some vases and flowers and another chair. Yeah, I also love that clock on the wall, and I wanted to put in this framed menu, but then I realized that that's not the base game one, it's the get to work one, so I changed it in just a bit. Yeah, this is where I realized it's not the one I wanted, but this one works well as well. They're very similar, and I really like those two. And as I said, I love that clock. It's awesome. At some point, I also struggled a bit with the carpet. I mean, it's not exactly the one I wanted. It's not what I wanted in the room, and I don't know. I think it's a bit weird, but you can remove it if you don't like it. So here's where I put that other chair. So we have a spare chair, and figuring out if I can put bookshelves in, and I decided to put them in the corner, and I think they filled up the space pretty well. And oh, I guess we don't get rid of those branches. Yeah, maybe we keep them, which is cool, because they go pretty well. Actually, I really like them. And putting in some more decor items, and we do put a tiny table, an end table next to the chair in front of the window, which I think is cool. And yeah, this is the point where I added in that unlock hidden objects sheet, so I can find some more clutter items, and I really couldn't find the best ones, so I didn't use any. So again, this is a base game build, and I'm guessing that just because of the move objects tool, the game just said that the room is modded. So be sure to include modded content into your search when you're looking through in the gallery. Put in those two plants. I think they were really cute together, and they fit pretty well in that tiny little space. And this is where I put that cherry branches. I don't know, I think they're cherries. I don't know. And I put them in the other small area, and I put in the end table and the lamp on it. Still trying to fill those shelves in the yeah, and I decided to make it a bit more lived in, so I twisted a bit the chair, and yeah, so I finished off the room with some lighting and with some modern lamps, and put in 2 arches, actually 3 arches. If you don't like the idea, you can always change it up, and you can always just have one, or you can even remove the wall and have it connect to other rooms with just no wall. It would be like an open space. And here are some screenshots. I'm sorry that you can see the outside from the arches, but it is a room build, so it couldn't be helped. And the view with the windows, and I really like those red accent colors on both the walls. So again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.